The best piece of advice I have for someone trying to succeed in the film industry or any creative space is if you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
One of the best to ever do it.
What is freedom? I think I stole this from Bob Dylan, but maybe I stole this from Woody Guthrie. Freedom for me is waking up in the morning and going to sleep at night, and in between doing exactly what I want to do. What's the secret to happiness? The secret to happiness is finding something you love and then doing that for the rest of your life.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Site Review Tuesday. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success, and I want to say thank you for joining me. Now here in a minute, we're going to get to reviewing one of your websites, and I do want to point out that while this has been pre-recorded, I'm hanging out in the chat, interacting with you guys live and answering your questions. Now, if you're interested in having your website reviewed, there's a link in the description below this video where you can submit your site. And in addition to getting a site review, I also offer a one-on-one session to each photographer who has had a site review done to help them answer any questions or assist in making any changes that they may want to make. Now, don't forget, we also live stream every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so I hope to see you there. Let's get into the site review. All right, here we are on gelphotography.net, and we're gonna go ahead and just start with the review here on the homepage. Now, starting out, you've got this left-aligned site menu right here, which I think is really cool. It fits your style, and for your page, it works out really nicely. Now, one of the things I did notice is, let me drag this down so you guys can see it. Right up here, this says Gil Photography, but it's definitely gelphotography.net. And so where that's coming from is in your Zenfolio account. If you will go to under your website menu, so hover over your settings menu in your header, and then click on website, go to search engine optimization, and then that's going to be coming from your homepage title. Now this is the only page that I saw that that misspelling on, so just a small thing, but you want to make sure that you fix that. So again, that's under settings, website, search engine optimization, homepage title. You'll see it when you get there, so you might want to fix that up. But great homepage here set up. You have your left hand menu over here, and then the other thing that I like is that right here, immediately within seconds of being on your website, I know that you're a photographer that I could or couldn't hire based on the area that you work in, because you have it right there in my face, which is awesome. Now, I am a former Oklahoma native as well, so I was born and raised in a small town called Poto, Oklahoma, which is about 2 hours south of Tulsa there. So a big howdy to a fellow Okie. But let's just keep going with this site review. So you have your site, you have your social media icons down here. You don't have them repeated up in a header menu or anything like that, so nice job setting that up. I checked out your social media. You're pretty active on all of them, so nice having that there and keeping the activity going, making sure that you're staying relevant and looking alive. So good job on the social media. Let's go ahead and just click on your portfolio menu here and get started with that. Okay, so I've got to admit, I am not a fan of the portfolio setup for a lot of different reasons, and I'm going to cover those. But one of the biggest things is that it's confusing, because as a potential client, or as a client, if I go to your portfolio, I'm seeing this. If I go to view your gallery here, it just opens up a new tab to the same exact page. So I'm a little confused as to, is this an actual portfolio? Are you using your client galleries as a portfolio? Is there a difference between the two? And so that is extremely confusing, especially if I'm a visitor to your website for the first time, or if I'm a client, it's a little confusing as well. You definitely want to make sure that you establish a definite difference between your portfolio and your client galleries. Now, let's just talk about this as a portfolio. Having it set up this way to where it goes to a group, and then having to click on a gallery to actually view that portfolio gallery is requiring a little more clicks than you could have it set up to be a little bit different. So you can make this a little bit more streamlined for your client, or for your visitors, having an easier access portfolio where they can get straight to the images that they want to see. And you can do that by setting up a drop down right here. But let's go ahead and take a look at this really quick. And so these are definitely client galleries. I mean, your photos are beautiful, very, very beautiful work, but these are definitely client galleries, and this is not what you want showing up for your portfolio. So for your portfolio, I should be able to hover over this, click on maternity, and then be taken right to a gallery where I see the best of your maternity images. I don't see separate galleries that I have to click back and forth through. They're not client galleries. This is a single maternity gallery where you have taken the best of your maternity photos and placed there. Now, if you haven't built a portfolio yet and you're just using your client galleries for this, what you want to do is you want to create a gallery for each type of genre that you work in, and then I would set a limit just starting out for myself. I would say, okay, let me take the best 10 images from each genre and copy them into those galleries, and then create drop downs from here. So I can hover over this, click on maternity, go directly to that maternity gallery where I see your best 10 maternity photos. All right, let's go back here to the portfolio kind of homepage here. And again, the other thing that too is if I go to newborns here, I notice this, a lot of these are password protected. Now that one wasn't. Let me see if I can find one that is. Let's see. Okay, so here's a password protected client gallery that is under your portfolio menu item. So definitely something to think about, a potential visitor, how confusing this could be. So again, for your newborns, same things with maternity. I should be able to hover over this, click a drop down that says newborns, and see your best 10 newborn photos. And that goes the same for all of your portfolio galleries. I would completely not link to this because these are client galleries, and I would set it up as a portfolio with a drop down menu. And the other thing about that as well is that when you do that, you can start keywording your photos, making sure that those keywords show and that you're keeping that gallery clean. So for instance, on a portfolio gallery, you wouldn't want the favorites icon. You definitely do not want the sequence number showing up. You wouldn't have a price list on it. You wouldn't have all these buttons. And then also you'd want to make sure that you have keywords in these photos, and the keywords are showing in the little keyword section down here. That way you can get some SEO out of that as well, and it's going to help bring traffic to your site. It's going to help with your indexing and help Google rank you better when you put in that information. So again, your portfolio setup as it is rather confusing. I do not like the fact that you're showing client galleries in your portfolio and that you basically have a duplicate site menu item just named differently. This is going to be really confusing. And also too, as a potential client, I'm left thinking, you know, well, is my gallery going to show up here? What if I don't want my gallery showing up here? So that is definitely something that you want to think about with how you have your portfolio set up. But let's go ahead and jump into your price menu really quick. So we're going to go here to session fee. And one of the things I'm noticing across your site is you've done a really good job of making sure that everything stays consistent as far as the colors up here, using your header menu, the nice white clean look of your website. Now on these custom pages, there are a few things. One of them being that you're using different colors down here. And you might want to just think about color and brand consistency, making sure that you're using the same fonts, the same colors, and getting people used to that information for your brand. So just establishing that brand consistency across your website of using the same colors and the same fonts. But this is a really cool designed custom page. Great job on this. One of the things I would like to see here as a potential client, you know, as the impulse strikes me of, hey, I really like the work that I saw. The prices are good. This is definitely somebody I want to reach out to. giving me a place that makes that as easy as it possible for me to act on that impulse. So as I'm reading right through here, rather than me going, okay, well, let's see what else there is. I kind of like this person. I want to contact them, but let me see what else there is here. And then potentially talking myself out of it, or, you know, wanting to explore more. Make it easy for me to act on the impulses that I have. So right in here somewhere, you know, contact us about your shoot with a link. And of course that link can go right to your contact page that you have up here. It's just about making it as easy as possible for me, a potential client, to act upon my impulses as they happen, rather than having to go find the place that I need to act on them. But this is a nice custom page, really cool layout. Again, I would just kind of watch the colors, try to establish some colors, keep them consistent with your brand. But other than that, really cool custom page. I like how you've set this up and designed it. Really nice work. Let's keep going here. So back up to wall art. And this, again, this is another really cool custom page, really nicely set up. Again, with the colors here, you just want to make sure that you're keeping things consistent. You know, you have a nice blue up here. You could use that blue or use the silver or something like that, but just, you want to keep this stuff consistent. But it's a really nicely designed custom page. I would, again, like to see a quick and easy way for me to act on my impulses here, such as a link to contact you or something like that. But this is a really nicely set up page. Good information to have, because that's a question that people always have, is, you know, how much the photo is going to cost me? What do you offer? I think this is good information here. All right, let's go down to your senior reps link right here. All right, and this is a really, again, another really awesome custom page, really well laid out. Lots of good information in here. Really nice design. Just again with the colors, you know, if this is going to be a color that you want to use quite a bit, maybe working that into your logo or something like that. But you know, just again watching it with the colors, making sure that you stay consistent. And also too, you know, same thing I've said on the past two custom pages, is just making it really easy for me as a potential client to act on my impulses. So here in the what do I not do now section, you know, if you want to have parents or guardians sign the contract form, there could be a link to that form, either to a Jot form or to a Google form or something like that, or to a PDF, however you want to do it. And also making a contact button or something here, just so right in this moment as I read it and my brain is making that decision, yes, I want to do this, I don't have to go back up and look for that contact page. I can do it right when the impulse hits me. Also, one of the things I'm noticing down here on your footer is you have the search button or the search bar down here. And then also you have the search bar up here in your header as well. If you do not want people to use this, make sure that you go turn it off. So if you are not keywording and titling your photos, and you specifically, you know, are not setting your website up to let people use that search to find their photos, then you need to go in and remove this, because anything that people can potentially be like, oh, I wonder what this does, and then I wonder what I can find. You don't want them wasting time on that stuff. You want to direct their attention where you want it to go, and you want them to follow a specific path, and this is just going to be a distractor. Also too, let me show you something. If I hover over this search bar, there's a little caret menu right here. If I click that, I can search your photos, I can search all photos on Zenfolio, or I can just browse Zenfolio, and now we're taking people away from your site. So if you are not optimizing for search, if you don't want people to search, remove those search options. If you are optimizing for search, you need to go into your search settings and make sure that you turn the options off for those other options where people can search through Zenfolio or browse Zenfolio. So that's just something that you guys want to be aware of up there in your header, in your footer, on your homepage, anywhere that search thing is showing. If you are not specifically setting up your site to be used for searching, go ahead and turn it off, because it's just going to be a distraction that you don't want people clicking on. All right, let's click on the login or register here page. And this should be the built-in Zenfolio page here, which it looks like it is. And so this is where clients can either log in or create an account. This is really important to have on your site menu if you are utilizing the favorites feature, because when clients go to their galleries and they're proofing and they're using that heart icon, the favorites feature, they need to be able to log back into their account to see their favorites when they come back to your site. And sometimes they can't figure out how to do that. And so having this login or register page as part of your site menu is a good thing to have. Now, one of the things that I would consider is maybe having a client's area. So having a client's drop-down menu where there could then be the login or register page and also the view your gallery page, so that basically this menu item and this menu item are combined underneath each other, and it's going to take up less space on your site menu, and it's also going to just kind of help that area make a little bit more sense as to who it's for. Okay, so now the contact me, this is going to be the built-in contact page, which again is fine. You've got your social media links on here. You have all of your information, your phone number, all of that stuff. This is a nice page. It's really simple, easy to use. So good job there. Now, one of the things is, if you notice, we have some inconsistency here. So if I go to session fee right here, we're missing a site menu item. So if you look right here, we're missing a site menu item. And this is actually a site menu item that I didn't even see until I came to this page right here, behind the camera. And the reason is because this page is, I think this page is zoomed out. Let's double check really quick. It is. Okay, so let me show you this. This was a good catch here, good find. Right now, if you see up here my browser, there's no plus or minus symbol right here. If I hit the login page or register page, it's going to go to that zoomed out right here to 80%. That's because it's recognizing this page as a Zenfolio built-in page, and I was zoomed out on some before. And what happened was now I see a new menu item that I wasn't seeing before. And that is your behind the camera item or menu item. And so what's happening is that you have too many items on your site menu here with your logo, and there might be some extra space over here on your logo, I'm not sure. And it's actually pushing this menu item off the page on the other pages where I can't even see it. So right here, I can't even see it. Now that's either because this page is using a different theme or just from the zoom out to where the fonts are smaller. But one way to prevent this from happening is to use the site header layout B, where it will take your logo and center it over the top of your site menu items, and then center your site menu items so that you have plenty of space. But also too, just thinking about the way that you set up your site menu, having this menu item and this menu item under a client's drop down would also put more space, and this would probably come out and show a little easier as well. All right, so that's definitely something to think about, is the way that you have your site menu set up, thinking about the number of site menu items you have. Anywhere that you can combine these together and create a drop down is going to make it feel less confusing, less overwhelming to your clients. I definitely recommend having that portfolio set up with that drop down for sure. Let's check out your behind the camera page here. All right, so hello y'all, I like it. Only a few parts of the world you can get away with saying that, or only a few parts of the world where that's a proper term, and I'm from one of those. Let's see, so great photo here, beautiful photo, lots of good information. Again, this would be a nice place to have a contact button somewhere, and this font formatting, or the formatting down here in text, is a little odd with the centering up here, but that's fine. But this would be a good place to have a button, you know, that says let's chat, let's talk, let's have some coffee or something like that, and being able to click on that and get right to your contact page would be nice. Also too, you guys know I'm a big video advocate. I would love to see a video about you, maybe some behind the scenes, you talking about the type of photography you do, why you love it, some customer testimonials, things like that. There is just nothing that can really replace the power of a good about video, and being, as a potential client, being able to connect with you, get to know your personality, because that is the next question in my mind, is after I viewed your work and I think, okay, her work's good, is this going to be somebody that I can get along with? Because we live in a day and age where there's so many photographers, we have choices. Is this going to be a photographer that I'm going to connect with and get along with? And there's not really a better way to put that out there than through the power of video and having a good about video. But so far, I mean, I think what you have here is good. You got a nice beautiful photo here. You've got, you know, a lot of information in here about you, which is nice to have. But overall, I think you've done a really good job on your site. The biggest thing I can say is that portfolio and the client galleries. That is a real point of confusion, I feel like. I feel like this is really hurting you with your portfolio going to client galleries and then having to click around so much just to get to some photos. So if I am a visitor, having never been to your website, I go to portfolio, I go to mini sessions, and that's 1, 2, 3 clicks, 4 clicks, 5 clicks, just to get in where I can see some photos. And these photos are all from the same session. So now if I want to see more, I'm now having to go either use my back button on my browser because there's not a link back to where I previously was. So either using the back button or having to go to portfolio again and then following the same path. So having a true portfolio setup where it's the top 10 images of each client genre and having that accessible via that drop down menu here is really going to be my #1 suggestion for you. And then just making sure that you're keeping things consistent with your colors, especially on your custom pages that you set up, thinking about the areas where you can make it easy for potential clients to act on their impulses of contacting you, making sure that you have those links in there. And then your site menu setup up here, maybe combining those together in that drop down so that you have more room for your site menu items, or swapping this over to use the different layout to where this appears over the top of your menu items and they are centered up. And that's going to give you more space as well. Also too, just removing the search options here from the header and footer. I think that's going to, you know, help keep your clients focused. But overall, Gail, great job. Just a few small tweaks. Thank you so much for letting me review your site. And for those of you guys who are watching this, I hope this was helpful. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching that site review. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you click that subscribe button and hit the little bell icon so you get notified when we post videos and when we go live. Now, if you're interested in having your site reviewed, there's a link in the description below this video where you can submit your website for that. And in addition to getting a site review, you're also going to get a link where you can schedule a session with me. We're going to go over your website, go over the review. I'll answer any questions that you have and help you make any changes that you're interested in making. So the link to sign up for that is in the description below this video. Now, don't forget, Zenfolio Live coming up this Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you guys there. Until then, I hope you have a great week.